old. Let me talk to them first.
Hello. Thank you for the clapping. I'm very deaf, and so sometimes I will have to have questions, etc., translated for me. So please excuse this. Also, I do hope that nobody from yesterday is here today, because it's going to be the same old shit.
But we like those stories to listen to.
My ears are very bad. My hearing aids are broken today. I'm hopeless.
But we like to hear them again. So feel free to tell the stories. And for us, most importantly, is how was your way to Star Wars?
How did I get into Star Wars?
Yes.
Well, we have a word called nepotism in our language. I expect it's the same with yours. I happen in London to live next door to the now sadly deceased Robert Watts, who was executive producer on Star Wars and then later on Indiana Jones. And he lived next door to me. And we knew each other as friends, well, not work at all. We had drinks together sometimes. And we were in the garden one afternoon, talking over the fence like you do. And I said, what are you doing now? And he said, I'm doing the second Star Wars film. And I said, oh, good, oh, I'm looking forward to that. I love the first one. And he said, would you like to be in it? Christ, would I like to be in it? We young actors, well, I think everybody too, had been amazed by the first one, by what happened. A film about space, so different from any other space film we'd ever seen. All those awful things with, looked like they made of cotton wool, those awful flying ships. Anyway, so I said, yes, I'd love to be in it. He said, well, there's a pretty small part, but it is very important for the film. And he's called General Veers, and I said, I'll play anything. But he was right, it was a small part, but very, very important. And that started me on a good role of doing good films. And then later, when Indiana Jones was done, he suggested me again for the part of the Nazi colonel in it. And I went for that and I didn't get it. And then my agent rang me and said, you didn't get that, I'm afraid, Julian, but you did get Walter Donovan. Do you want that? I said, do I want that? So I played Walter Donovan as well. And that was all because of Robert Watts. God rest his soul.
General Veers as a character, what did you know about this character prior to get into that role? So
General Veers?
Yeah.
Well, General Veers, this film was not written by Ibsen or Shakespeare. So General Veers had a function, as most of the characters in the Star Wars trilogy have a function. They have there to do one thing. And so General Veers was there to have his conversation with Darth Vader, etc., and to fight in the Battle of Hoth. And so I didn't look for deep down backgrounds or anything like that. Although so I went for what it had to be, and I hope I succeeded to be that. Since when other people have written the story of my life. General Maximilian Veers. He has a wife and 2 children. He has a large house outside Berlin, and with a garden, and etc., etc., etc. Nothing to do with me. So that's the extent of my deep, characterful investigation of General Veers. Nice costume.
Indeed, yes. So you played in more than 200 films. What is it like to come to a convention like this about Star Wars and the small role you said you had in that, but we still love you for your Star Wars work? What is it like for you? What is it like for you to come here for that one role you don't fit that way?
Come here?
Yes.
I didn't come here just for this one. Okay.
I did not come here all the way to this beautiful city of Cologne just to play Star Wars, to play General Veers. I came to court your attention. I wanted you to come to my place and talk to me. It's one of the lovely things about doing conventions, apart from making the money, which is useful, is that I meet so many of my fans. You are the people who pay my salary, frankly, and so it's very nice to be able to say thank you to you, and it's pleasant for me because, and for all us actors, because you come here in order to see us and talk to us and get our autographs because you like us. That means you're then nice to us when you come to our places in the hall. And so then I am nice to you because you are nice to me. So there's a good intercourse between myself and the fans, and that's what really makes these occasions very, very pleasant to do. I have to tell you, however, you think it's easy just sitting there signing autographs. Well, it is to start with. My hand is hurting today because of 2 days of signing, literally. And all the ends of my fingers have gone smooth. So I can't do it. And it's, by the end of the day, because of all the talking and everything, and the chatting, and doing what I'm doing now, which I find pleasant, because you're listening to me. A lot of people are not, but you're listening to me. I find the whole thing very, very tiring, but very rewarding. So when I go back to the hotel, I'm very pleased to have a large glass of red wine.
My usual question. Have you got any questions for us? Right in the back, come forth a bit. Yes. You're the only one there.
Oh, a new star is born.
Thank you. Hello, sir. Just one question, because you're also a very accomplished Shakespeare actor, as far as I know. And did you, in any capacity, ever work together with either Alec Guinness or what's his name, Peter Cushing?
Are there people at the back there? What are they doing? Shut up!
Alec Guinness.
Time to what?
Play with them on stage.
Did you?
With Alec Guinness.
Oh, have I met that? Time to privately.
Or on stage.
Yes, I'm a very old man, as you can see. I'm 91, and I've had a very long career, most of it being in the theatre. That's why I joined this wonderful profession. This sounds very, oh, I don't know, silly, but when I did the very first acting I'd ever done, which was at school when I was 15, I had no idea about being an actor, but when I was cast to play the wonderful part of Mark Antony in Shakespeare's Julius Caesar, which is probably the most showy and ebullient role of Shakespeare ever wrote, I then knew the very first performance that this is what I was born to do. Now I really do mean that. It was never a career choice. It was something, this is it. So I don't know if I'm any good, but I had to do it. And that's why at the age of 91, I am still doing it. Right. All through my career, I've worked with many other actors. All the other actors you've seen here today, I've worked with all of them in something. Maybe just a BBC broadcast or a poetry recital perhaps. But I've worked with them. But I've also been very privileged to work with some of the great actors of our time, like Sir Alec Guinness, obviously in Star Wars, so you know about him. For me, the great idol of my life was Sir Laurence Olivier, later Lord Olivier, who for me could do no wrong. He was absolutely magnificent. In the film world, of course, Harrison Ford, a very fine film actor, also very beautiful to look at, which didn't do him any harm. Also a carpenter, of course, you know that. And so my whole career has been littered with working with really good people, which I hope has raised the standard of my work, because I watch other actors all the time. And you may not believe this, but actors are a very fine race of people, generally. And there are horrible actors, of course there are, but there are horrible bank managers too, and horrible drivers, you know, and horrible farmers, but mostly they're nice. Actors are really supporting of all sorts of charities. They think of other people all the time because they are inventing other people all the time and watching other people all the time to see how they move, what they do, how they walk, what sort of shoes they're wearing, what sort of hairstyle they have that day, why that day do they have that hairstyle, etc., etc., etc. And so it builds towards the sort of idiot talk that I'm talking now.
You're not. Is there an advice?
I apologize.
Is there an advice you would give young actors today?
Any
Advice. An advice.
advice to who? Anybody?
Actors.
Oh, actors' advice. Well, the first, of course, I'm often asked this by very young actors. I say to them, you want to be an actor. Is there anything else in the world that you would like to do? If they say, well, I thought I might be an architect, or I thought I might like to go to Africa and work with animals, don't be an actor. Because this is not because it's a horrible life, but it's a very committed life. Even when you're out of work, which happens a great deal of the time to actors, as you know, I'm sure. I'm not complaining, but that does happen. Even when you're out of work, you're still working. I could not possibly be married to anyone who was not an actor. I've been married twice. My second wife for 45, 50 years. What do you talk about in the evening? You know, it's not just any old job. You're all the time you're thinking about other people and how they behave, why they behave in a particular way, in what particular circumstances. And my conversations with my wife, we always, after the 6 o'clock news on television, sit down and drink wine for maybe an hour and talk to each other. Just talk. and it's mostly about the theatre. Interestingly, I dream about the theatre too all the time. My wife, who is a very committed actor, does never, ever dream about the theatre. I said, well, that's obviously you're much better than me because you're able to get rid of it and sleep better. Mind you, I do sleep very well. I'm very lucky. My mother slept very well and I sleep usually like a baby. Or not quite like a baby.
We have time for one final question from you guys.
Young lady, I know.
Yes. I was the one who saw your son in theatre several times.
Say it to me.
I saw him in theatre several times.
What?
Yes, in theatre. No. It's about young white actor and his son is an actor.
Tell them about that.
Yes, about that.
This young lady is interested in whether my family is concerned with the theatre. Yes, indeed, I told you my wife was a very fine actress. Her name is Isla Blair. Some of you might know her. My son is now an actor. He's in his 50th year, and he's just opened in a new play in London, which started at the National Theatre of Great Britain, and is now in London in the West End Theatre, and is going to Broadway in the autumn. And we are very proud of him. We think he's a very fine actor, but now we know that other people think he is too. And so that's another person. We talk theatre all the time. And his wife is an actress. But thank God my two granddaughters by him don't want to be actors at all. They say we see too much about being actors, we don't want to do that. And quite right too. Keep them out, because they'd be very good. Keep them out. Don't want that competition in my family, thank you very much.
Finally, one final advice for all of us. What can you tell us for our future, since you know so much? Give us an advice as being here today.
Well, advice, I wouldn't dream of giving any advice about life, except always try to see the best side of it, which is difficult when there are people like Donald Trump around. As I say to actors, don't do it if you think you can do any other job, because it needs total commitment. And but as to life, how can anybody here give any advice about life? I'd be interested to hear your advice about life. Would you like to tell us? No.
Well, no, I mentioned I'm a teacher, so I always give advice about the future.
You're a teacher?
I'm a teacher, yes. So my advice is take your chances and don't give up, and may the force be with you. I tell that my students, really, I do.
This old life, which I've lived 91 years old, actually is full of wonderful things. It's the extraordinary thing which whoever it is up there invented. They've invented this animal, which we are, which is very, very intelligent, the most intelligent animal ever created, but not intelligent enough. And so we are all pondering, thinking, working things. Is that right? Is that bad? A cat, adorable as it may be, doesn't have that sort of problem. But then also, the cat has the advantage that he doesn't know he's going to die. And even when he's dying, he doesn't know he's dying. He's just in discomfort. But that discomfort makes us, who are sensitive animals, upset and unhappy. A dog which is ill is an unhappy dog, but it doesn't know why. And you can't tell a dog why it's unhappy. So the extraordinary thing that we call him Whiskers. You know the word whiskers? Yeah. So what's the word in German?
Wow.
Him. How he invented all this stuff will remain a mystery to us for the rest of our lives. And actors, of course, feed on that, because all plays and films, even if they're light-hearted films, examine what it is like to be a human being. So I consider myself very privileged to be in this job, to sit in front of you people who are so very courteously and kindly listening to me now. But I'm just about to stop.
Well,
I know I have one more to do, don't I?
we're done for today, but not for our lives. We hope to hear and see you